Yeah! Alright, my hair looks good. Let me check if I broke the mic or not. Hello, mic check. Alright, I sound fine. Hello everyone, and I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It's just my butt hurts a little bit from the fall, but I'm totally fine and nothing's damaged in my room. The lights are on and I'm still here. I'm totally fine. I just got too excited because a fire song just came up on my Spotify and I just had to jump in. And I was also excited because I have some good news to tell you. Your boy hit Radiant last week. Literally saw myself on the leaderboard at the end of Act 1, Episode 2. Radiant leaderboard. I was up there. You really believe it? Sack a lad. Your boy's rank is still dry. Respectfully. Alright. Enough of the jokes. Welcome back to Gotta AFK, where we discuss about everything that's happening in the esports scene and our take on esports news. I'm your host, Kevin Wu, and today, Bradley's DeMarcus Deshaun III will give you another recap of the VCT Stage 1. I will be giving you a story on Texas Blackout that was happening last week and how it affected streamers and pro players. And we had a podcast discussion with pro League of Legends player from Arcadia High School about their experience on high school esports. But without further ado, let's first check out this week's Ace segment. It's a funny moment segment that I compiled with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome to Show 7.
I feel like dry games just make people more toxic.
Yo, I'm drinking my pooper! Wait, someone clip that! Someone clip that! Someone clip that! Someone clip that! Wait!
Use ult, up trash, out window, and hover. You were close.
I have.
No. I missed! You shot at the wall now.
Round 2.
Oh! What the?
This is so dead.
Yes, sir. That guy behind me was the op.
Flawless.
Oh, you got no.
Ooh, I see it. Oh, yo, hello everyone. This your boy Bradley's DeMarcus Deshaun III, back at it again with another VCT recap. Also, I know none of y'all ask, but I'ma say it. This is my real hair, and I look beautiful. I don't care what you say about it. I'm taking off my Santa Supreme hat, and I'm showing my beautiful little hair. Alright, and this is my new shade that I just got 2 days ago. Actually, Kevin, the host, gifted to me as a early Christmas present. Such a nice guy. That's why I work for him. Alright, enough talk. I'm gonna give you another recap on the VCT series, and oh man, so much happened in the last VCT Stage 1 tournament. I gotta be honest, TSM just ain't the same anymore. They used to be the kings of Valorant, but they just fell really short recently. They unfortunately lost at the very start and dropped to play at the Open Qualifiers 3, which is ongoing right now. And 100 Thieves suffered the similar fate, as they got completely destroyed by Sentinels in the lower bracket. Although, Sentinels did troll a little bit.
Big Tasha's hands pushing all the way in. He misses the daggers, and then gets shorty. My goodness, 100 Thieves. That's such a break when Sentinels are at least striking.
They still managed to crush 100 Thieves. Immortals and Exets were the underdogs amongst all the teams, and ooh man. Despite not making the grand finals, they were still able to beat many big names and take 2 out of the 4 spots at the VCT Masters. Team Envy was the MVP of this tournament, I believe. During the early stages, they were able to beat Sentinels for the first time with a 2-1 victory. They continued to stay strong, and throughout the tournament, they went 3-0 against Sentinels in the rematch during Grand Finals. Team Envy, just too good. Congratulations to Exit Immortals, Team Envy, and Sentinels for making the VCT Masters. I am so excited to watch that. And with the ongoing open qualifiers right now, I don't know who's gonna make it. You know, TSM is looking a little bit better in this open qualifiers, but I really don't know. I want to see some more underdogs making into VCT Masters, and I'm definitely excited for VCT Masters. And the next time I see you guys, probably VCT Masters is already starting, so I will definitely give you guys more recap on these tournaments. This has been Bradley DeMarcus Deshawn III, and check out my gang. Yeah, no pain, no gain. I got stronger. I'm stronger than Kevin now. Don't tell him, don't tell him. All right, this has been Bradley DeMarcus Deshawn III. Back to Kevin. Throughout the past few weeks, Texas has been hit with a severe winter storm that resulted in a blackout across the entire state of Texas. This affected many families, people, especially in like the more rural areas. They could not get any electricity, water, nor heat. So I first want to send my prayers to everyone living there. I know Texas is probably under control by now and the blackout is under investigation, but I just want to send my prayers to everyone who went through that severe winter storm. They stood strong, and you know, I just want to send my prayers to them. And this Texas blackout actually not only affected average people living there, it affected even the celebrity level of people. Streamers like XQC has also been through like a 1 week long break because of the blackout. He was basically streaming and he was cut off abruptly in the middle of his stream, and then he later explained on Twitter that he was going through a power outage, and for the rest of the week he could not stream because of the winter storm. Because of the blackout, he had no electricity at all at his house, so he was not able to even use his PC or any electricity involved devices in his house. And this blackout even affected pro competitive player, Valorant pro player Shazam. He was living at his house, and basically the power cut out before the VCT tournament kind of started, and basically he had to go live with his other family members. And here's actually a video of him explaining the situation that he was going through.
The first night I had Doritos for dinner and some leftover ice cream. The second day, I took a ramen packet, like the Maruchan ramen packets you gotta cook, but I couldn't cook it obviously. I crushed it up in the bag, I took the seasoning, poured it in there, and shook the bag up and ate raw ramen. The third day, we managed to get power for 10 minutes somehow, randomly, and I'm glad I was awake, because I was able to microwave the only frozen food I had, which Hunter gave me. My uncle showed up to my apartment, who lives pretty close. He drove through like the icy roads or whatever, and he picked me up, and I spent 2 nights there. Thankfully, they still had power, but no water.
Yeah, as I said, fortunately, Texas, I think the blackout has been under control. Now it's just an ongoing investigation on why the blackout was happening. Like, was there no backup generators for the houses or anything? Or like, why was it such a huge blackout that that kind of affected the entire state of Texas? So, you know, I do not want to get political on here. This is not what I talk about. I only talk about esports news, but I just want you guys to know that people who were streamers, they, like XQC, and pro players like Shazam, they were also affected by the blackout, and it was just kind of like, it was a story worth reporting on. Like, many people probably don't even check their Twitter accounts or check their social medias, and they want to know what happened to them during that past week, right? So basically, I wanted to report on this story saying, Texas Blackout, that this has affected their week-long break and they couldn't stream or play for the tournament for that entire week. So I think the situation has been under control, and I send all my prayers to everyone living at Texas. And if more things come up for this, be sure to check out on our Friday show, which actually discuss about the more local news and the more national news. But for here, we only talk about esports news. But I just want to report on this because I felt like this was an important story to report to you guys, the audience. So basically, if any updates come up, I will let you guys know.
Alright, so for today's podcast section, I want to talk about high school esports. And today, I've actually invited Arcadia High School's Pro League of Legends players. What's up, y'all?
How you doing? How you doing?
What's up?
Alright, so could you guys just do a brief introduction about yourself, what team you're on, and what lane you were playing?
Yeah, so I'm Andrew Liu, aka Andy Lulu, and I play in Team Crimson. I'm the top laner.
My name's Josh, and I was Team Crimson's mid laner from last season, and Team Cardinals mid laner for this season.
Sounds cool. Alright, Andrew, just a side question. He said he's Team Crimson last season. What about you this season, bro? Like, I didn't hear another team. Or you still on Team Crimson? What happened, man?
Well, you see, after our amazing season last year, I just decided, I think it's time for me to retire. Like, even if it was my first season, I just felt as though it was the right time to retire and move on to bigger and brighter things. But yeah, it was a very, very nice experience.
Andrew, what were those bigger and brighter things going like negative win rate in solo queue?
Okay, so okay, I'll say this. Okay, if it wasn't for that first stretch, okay. So let me just tell you this right now. Okay, right now I don't think I would be plat if I was still in esports or in the Playdia's esports team. But I made it to plat, and I'm currently on an 11-game losing streak. So we'll just say my bigger and brighter things haven't come yet, but they will be coming soon.
Understandable.
It's okay, understandable. I'm on a losing streak in Valorant too. 11 game straight comp. Let's go. Alright, we don't talk about that. Alright, anyways, let's get to the first question. So, how does this whole play versus thing work?
So basically, we just do our tryouts. You just get your team of 5. You can get subs if you want to, and then you try out for the team, which is basically like you just play like qualifiers, and then we have our coaches RC and Mr. Baroni, and then they choose the CIF team and then like the other teams. And then for us, we didn't make it to the CIF team, but we were like second tier team. Like we weren't like first place, but we were like second place team. And then we just kind of play in like the regular season. You like play a game every single week against some other school, and then we have playoffs like a month or two later, and then we just compete like best of 3 games. And then we didn't make it to the finals, but when the finals happens, you play like a best of 5, and then you win if you win that.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically you guys just have like tournaments about like every week with like competing on, I guess, other schools in like the SGV, right? And then you guys do the playoffs like nearing the end of the year, I guess, for last season at least.
Yeah.
And then so you guys played in the regionals, right? But not like at the state level.
Yeah, we were regionals, but not state. But in my opinion, I feel like we would have bested the state league, but it was like a kind of like a miscommunication with the coaches, so we got put at the regionals.
All right, so like moving on, what are like the qualifications? Like, is there like a rank qualification? Like you can't be iron or whatever?
No, there's no rank qualifications, but in order to be the CIF team, you have to have like really good communication with your teammates. And even though like you're silver, if you're good enough to like beat other people that are like higher rank, then that already qualifies you as someone who can play for the CIF team or like the regionals at the top level. You know?
Right. So
Yeah,
definitely
and
teamwork is like a huge part of this entire tournament thing.
For sure, yeah. And like for me, like I was like a gold player. Like our entire team were like mostly composed of like golds and plats. And then going against like other teams who were like only plats, like diamonds as well. Like we were able to beat them too because our teamwork was just better.
What were your like overall experience throughout at least the last season in Play Versus?
I would say, like in the beginning, we had like a little bit of a rocky start because we were all like getting used to each other's play styles. For me, like I'm more of like a safe player because I'm like originally a bot lane player, so like I'm not used to playing a lot of top champions. So I played a lot of like Malphite, Shen, Ornn, Maokai sometimes. So like for me, I was just making sure I didn't feed the top laner, which usually played like really hyper carry champions. So like for me, my goal was to just don't die, listen to teammates, and then just like go in, and then that was basically it. And then eventually our team figured out each other's play styles, and then we started winning every single game until that last game. So
Yeah, we were on like a huge streak, like maybe 10 wins in a row. So
yeah.
I honestly think that we as a team, we figured out each other's play styles. Andrew, like he said, he played safe, and all he did was like TP, get that Malphite ult in, flash ult, dude. Andrew made some of the flashiest flash ult Malphite plays, disregarding the ones that he did. Oh yeah.
There's some ugly Malphite ults
up there, you know.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next questions though, do you guys suggest other people to like pursue this, if like other gamers and stuff, to pursue like Play Versus or just a high school esports career?
Yeah, I do. It's something that you can like bond with other people. Like, it's not like other clubs where like when we were able to go to school, it's like kind of like we just go into the classroom and just like do some kind of like quote unquote bonding event. But this is something that you can actually like get together with because it's something that everyone enjoys. You're obviously signing up for something that you're enjoying, and it's like really nice to find people that share that kind of like enjoyment with you, and you're able to just play and have fun with them. And it goes for like any other games like Val, League, Super Smash Bros. They're all in Play VS, so like you can find your own community over there.
Yeah, like for me, I just wanted the experience of like what would it feel like to play in like tournaments for like esports, because like I used to watch a lot of like pro tournaments, and I thought it was like wow, like imagine like playing like becoming one of these players, and then having that experience. I now know like a little bit of like how that feeling is, and I think it's kind of like with like real like team sports, like it feels real. Like when you're in the game, like you can feel the pressure, you can feel the competitiveness, and it's something that's like really exciting and something that's not really found anywhere else like virtually. And especially during these times, like what else can you do? Just play some video games, hop on with your friends, and you can win some prizes along the way.
I mean, especially Andrew, I remember when we hosted our Arcade League Championship back in like March last year. You barely knew anything about League at that time. You just like barely started, right? And then I guess like but you did play a lot of Dota and watch a lot of like League championships before that, I think. So I guess like that's also like pretty impressive how like in just a year span went from like knowing nothing to like being plat and like play in a pro high school esports team.
Well, I think it was also because I got addicted to the game. Like, not gonna lie, I like played like I remember during the span of like March and April, I played like 12 games a day. Like actually, like I was hardcore. Like when I was playing Dota, I played 4 games a weekend, the entire weekend, and that was it. So, I mean, League it's like really similar to Dota, but now
It's also
finally,
very different. Yeah.
yeah, it's also very different. But now I like know more than I used to.
All right, moving on to the final question. So, you guys talk about your experience. You guys suggested that other people should also try this if they want to pursue like a competitive esports career. What are some tips you can give to like the newer like the rookies or the people that are considering joining high school esports teams?
I would say a tip that I have for these new players is to, number one, trust in your teammates. That's like a big thing. Number two, don't get tilted too easily. Things that, like, when you get mad and you like say things to your teammates, just don't take it personally, because we're in the heat of the moment. Things can go wrong no matter what happens. Number three, have fun. Remember that you're playing a league game with your homies, and if you have fun, and then we're just but you guys are still like playing competitively, you guys can still win, still be happy, still be excited. Yeah.
I would say the same thing, but also adding on to that, learn how to take criticism, because like it's not like your solo queue teammates where you can just flame them and get out. It's like your actual teammates that you're gonna play with for like an entire semester. So learn how to take criticism, know how to voice your opinion too, because like you don't want to just sit there and then just like gather up all those thoughts, and be like, I thought of that, but I didn't see it. So learn how to like help your teammates out and feel confident to do anything you want, and listen to your teammates a lot, and that's what you need to do a lot. Oh, and learn how to decision make, unlike Andrew. Andrew the TP.
Yo, bro. Okay.
I mean, he's voicing his opinion, right? I mean,
No, he didn't voice it.
Hey.
After the game, he says, "I didn't know how to TP." Yo, hey.
Okay, see, look, in the beginning, I didn't know that when you TP to a minion, that minion is you can't kill that minion. I didn't know that. I didn't know that during the game, but now I do. See, look, now I learned something new, and for those new players, you can learn something new as well.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Win-win.
right. You know what? Like, everyone makes mistakes, and if you learn from that, you're good.
Exactly.
All right, so that basically concludes our podcast. Thank you guys so much for attending. It was really fun talking to you guys. And unfortunately, I can't join the esports team anymore. I'm way too late. I'm way too old for this. But yeah, I mean, like, thank you guys for attending. It was really fun talking to you guys.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew and Joshua. That was a very informative and very interesting discussion about high school esports. I'm pretty sure many people in high school wants to know the experience of a pro player that's in high school right now. So thank you guys again for attending the podcast. So that wraps up today's show. Thank you guys for sticking me to the end. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your opinion on the Gotta AFK show as a whole. And be sure to check out all our social medias, which is listed in the description below. And check out our main APN show that's airing on Friday, every Friday at 1 p.m., where we discuss about non-esports related news and the more national and local news that's happening around the world. Thank you guys for watching again. This has been Kevin Wu, the Speech God. Yes, I will never give up that name. You know what? I think I should name my Valorant account or any gamer tag as the Speech God or just Speech God. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I think of that? Thank you guys for watching. This has been Speech God. And hey, I'm gonna hit Radiant this act. Believe me. No sack. No more sack. I'm gonna hit at least Immortal. I'm gonna hit at least Immortal. You know what? I'm going to grind. So you know what? Enough talk. I'm gonna go grind some Valorant right now, right after this show. This has been Kevin Wu, and now I gotta go AFK. Whoa!